Hello, everyone, and welcome to the seeWDW Near and Far podcast, Parks and Socials edition for the week of 1/18/24. And today we're going to talk briefly about John's week in the parks, because you haven't really done much in the parks, you told me before the podcast. So what did you do this week, John?
Well, there's been some residual crowds left over from the marathon weekend. Just January in general has been a bit crowded, but also it's been cold and raining all the time. And I keep thinking the rain is over, and the rain is not over. So this Sunday, we decided to go to the parks mainly because a new Starbucks mugs were released. So now I got to go to all the parks and get them. But Magic Kingdom's the hardest one. The one that would sell out first if it was going to happen. So we wanted to do that. But my wife actually had off on Sunday. So we went to a gun show in Orlando, I think it was. And I've never been to one before. So very, very cool. What did I buy? 3 guns. So, and all 3 of them were 380s. That's the 9mm, but a little bit smaller, better for concealed carry. Because my wife and I both have concealed carry permits. Mm-hmm. We didn't have any 380s, which are so much flatter and smaller. So now we got 4. We got 1 for each hand for both of us.
You're gonna be like Cowboys gunslinger. Are you gonna put a spurs on your boots or anything like trench coats and a duster and a hat?
I always thought it was funny. Our old neighbors, husband and wife, also got concealed carry permits when we lived down in Kissimmee, and I often thought, they looked like a nice looking young couple that looks completely harmless, and just like, if you're going to rob somebody, I'd probably be like, yeah, you probably get away with it. They both had it too. And I often thought, between the 4 of us, man, if we were ever, tried to get robbed or something, imagine 4 people that you'd be like, holy crap.
They think it was a gang war or something.
Even the women have the guns, pulling them out.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway, the gun show was very fun, and I have a specific gun backpack that they went in, because right from the gun show, I went to Disney. And as you know, you would never want to mistakenly bring any bullets or anything. I remember years ago, somebody tried or mistakenly had a gun, and they even said, they're like, oh, sorry about that, I forgot it was in there. Disney called the police in and this and that, and it's like, the guy had a permit to carry, mistakenly had it in his bag. And then I heard podcasts like the Diz Unplugged, that Pete guy was like, I know he was going to do something, I just know it. And I'm like, these freaking hypersensitive people. It's real simple. If you have a permit to carry and you carry a gun in your bag, sometimes very easy to forget, and to immediately be like, oh, I forgot. That's not how you get a gun into Disney. You don't get a gun into Disney, but
yeah,
we've just been demonetized.
Well, I mean, how often does that probably happen where they stop them right at the gate anyways? You know what I mean? I mean, they catch them. I mean, that's the whole purpose of that thing. So
yeah, you would never make it through, but I wouldn't. There's no reason to do anything like that anyway. But
I mean, by accident, you're, like you said, you live in a gun-rich, gun culture state, and I mean.
Well, now we said that word, this podcast is flagged.
Probably we're in trouble now. There goes all that money you're making on YouTube.
But anyway, from there, we went right to the Magic Kingdom. And I used my Disney backpack to go there, which has my camera equipment in it. And here you can see riding the monorail over. And of course, as we were going, it started to rain. It seems to be, just what it does now. It rains. It rains every day in Florida. And there you can see the rain hitting the water there and hitting the window. But, we decided to go anyway because it really doesn't matter. But of course, we didn't eat all day. And I said, well, it was just my wife's birthday. And, we already went out to eat for it. But I was like, now I'll take you to your real birthday lunch or dinner or whatever. So we got Liberty Tree Tavern, which if you listen to the podcast, I do way too often. But it's just so darn good. And there's my wife happy that she gets Liberty Tree Tavern. There's the bread, which I only ate a tiny bit of because my doctor said that I'm not supposed to have a bunch of bread. But the salad, they did change it from when you had it, but it's still pretty darn good. I ate every bit of it, and it was good. I told them don't bring me mac and cheese because I can't eat it anyway.
Yeah, I see that.
I said I'd rather not have it sitting in front of me the whole time, but they brought it right over.
For the benefit of your doctor, that's like your way of self-punishing yourself for all the horrible eating you've done over the years. That's all that was. You didn't really eat it, but
I can tell you I didn't. And I didn't eat the potatoes and I didn't eat the stuffing. I did eat the green beans and the meat, and then I ate whatever the meat stuff my wife didn't want too. I did eat the cranberries. But again, I'm not on a no carb diet. I'm just trying to cut fat.
I see water on the table. There's water on the table. That's always healthy.
But
wait a minute. What is that? What's this next thing? What is that?
That is my wife's allergy friend.
Oh, okay.
Now I said, well, I shouldn't even have the toffee coffee dessert.
Yeah, of course.
But I said, but I did because I said I need to videotape it because what if I did a reel and I wanted to show the dinner?
Yes.
You can't not have the dessert. So,
I mean, it's a write-off anyhow, so you just got it on there just for cred, for video cred, right? So you could do like a video of it.
I have to say, this is, I think, my favorite dessert in all of Disney. It has cold ice cream.
Yeah.
Got toffee. All toffee is so good. The cake is warm and like chocolatey. Yeah. So it's cool. It's vanilla. It's chocolate. It's toffee. It's everything together. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to have one bite because I ate 3/4. I don't have that. I didn't record that, but I just kept going back for a little more. And I'm like, and I always said, this is why I always said, don't do drugs because I can't even handle dessert. I'm like, let me just get a little more. So even when I was younger, I knew enough about my personality. I'm like, my friends would recreationally try stuff, and I'd be like, no, I can't handle that. It's like, even the ooey gooey thing got me.
Man,
I couldn't say no. It was just so good.
I mean, I kind of get it, I mean,
it
is really good. It is really good.
Diet, but yeah, eating that is not going to help my overall, calorie intake. But anyway, it was good and it was worth it. And I don't regret it. It was that good.
You have to run a couple more miles now.
Yeah, well, running just can't beat that. There's too much there, too much calories. But anyway, we came out. And whatever the parade they have was going on. I forget the name of it. Festival of Fantasy Parade.
That's it.
I always forget. But anyway, that was going on. And I was like, well, Country Bears are closing down in January. let's go. Let's walk down there quick and we'll watch the show. We got there, we walked in, completely empty lobby, and they were like, oh, it's 14 minutes till the next show. I was like, so I got here exactly at the wrong time for the 100% maximum wait. I was like, that's all right. I turned around and hopefully I'll get to see it again, but it was never on my list of things that I love or anything. I just appreciate it because I know it's old. It links all the way back to Walt Disney, and they're erasing all that stuff. So I do like it. But when I only went to Disney since I was in my 20s, and we didn't really go there that often. So for me, like you may have memories with your parents in there and this and that. I don't have that. So for me, it's not as sentimental of a ride. I still think it's ridiculous. I'd like to smack the Disney executives in the side of the head and say, there's an empty Stitch building right around the corner here. Why don't you put something in that? It's like, oh, we're going to change Country Bear. It's like, what about Stitch building? Oh, we're going to change Haunted Mansion. We're going to change Splash Mountain. We're going to change. What about the Stitch building? They're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Well, until you fill your empty buildings, how about you just leave the classics alone, Country Bears may not be the greatest thing, but what I told people is whenever I go in there, there's always older people in there, like really older. Like I've gone in there recently, and there were one old couple. The old guy got up to help the other old couple to get a wheelchair, and like all these really old people, and the smile on their face. Then when that show started, they're clapping, they're singing, they're laughing. They've probably been watching that since 1971. Like they think it's just the greatest thing. For that reason alone, I would say leave it alone. There's people that like the quieter rides that people forgot about. There's enough people watching it, but again, they're gonna fix. Yeah. They're gonna sing our favorite Disney songs. It's like, thank you. I really thought there's a lack of my favorite Disney songs in the parks. So thank goodness you're putting them in there.
Yeah, it's going to ruin it for me. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand things have to change. I'm not against change per se, but the reason they're changing it and all that stuff around it is my issue, And I do like it. Like I love country. And it's like you said, since I've been a kid, with parents and all the memories and stuff. I'm not going to like say, oh, I'm never going back. Like, it's not like Splash Mountain is, I mean, Splash Mountain's a different deal.
I feel the same. Splash Mountain is like a punch in the gut. Like it still was at the peak of its popularity, and they're like, and it's gone. It's like, this is, it's not that popular. But
yeah, it's
For me, I say a lot of stuff. You got to have priorities, Instead of hiring whatever ridiculous made-up positions they keep hiring at Disney, they should have a director of priorities that just has common sense. That goes, you want to do what? And be like, did you put anything in those empty buildings yet? No. What about the wonders of life? Oh, it's like, no, then you can't. Your ideas are rejected until you fill that in. It's like we could hire a strict mom to be that position, to be like, nope, you get the hard work done first. Don't go changing classic rides because it's easy and highly visible. It's like, you fix what's broke first. It's like, oh, I don't want to. I want to do the fun stuff that everybody loves. It's like, no, Wonders of Life is empty. You figure that out first. It's like, but no, they don't. Man.
That would take maximum creativity, You can't do that,
Yeah, if something's difficult to do, it's just not worth doing. That's what I always heard.
Yeah, sure. But didn't a famous guy say that once?
Yeah, Homer Simpson, I think.
Homer Simpson.
He told Bart, if something's difficult to do, then it's just not worth doing. I think it was while he was laying on his couch catching popcorn.
Yeah.
man.
That sounds about right.
It's the new Imagineering slogan. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we'll do what's easy. So anyway, I didn't do that. We went to the Tomorrowland Transit Authority because I wanted to go on something and go live. It just because I haven't in a while, but it doesn't look that crowded there. But I think it's because it was the middle of the day. Like by the time I went on this, it was like 3 something. But everybody's already in the line, so it looks not that bad. But even like Voyage of the Little Mermaid was 45 minutes, so it's not.
Good gravy.
That is not a slow day because I posted some of my walking around, like here you can see, and people are like, "Wow, it's empty there," and I said, "Nah, just everybody's in the lines, I guess, because every line was so big, and you can tell it's." Vacation lines because the Tomorrowland Transit Authority was easy to get on. If it's locals and pass holders, Tomorrowland Transit Authority gets to be a long line. Like I remember when the whole park is fairly empty, there'd be like a 30-minute wait for that. It's like that's because it's local. They all want to go on it, and so anyway, we did a trip around on the TTA. I actually like that picture. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I'd have to try to touch that one up. I am a professional photographer,
Yeah.
So I really am. I get paid for pictures.
Including that one of your top of your head with the hat on.
Did I? Oh, yeah. I could put that one. I might be good enough to get paid.
You can put that on the title page of your next YouTube video.
Yeah, we can call it. We don't know what we're doing, but we're trying. Yeah, here's a girl wondering why I'm filming.
Taking a picture of her.
She's just sitting, relaxing, having water in front of the partner statue. What the heck? What kind of nitwit? Look at her. She's like, why don't you get away from me?
She's like, leave me alone. I'm waiting for the fireworks in 5 hours.
I'd love to say, hey, you see that thing behind you? It's so popular. There's a full-time PhotoPass person that just takes pictures of people in front of it. And you're sitting in front of it, just relaxing, wondering why is this creep looking at me? It's like, yeah, that's exactly. I was looking for you. You're just so great that I was out looking. Man, I found you. But what I wanted to get, see how pretty the yellow flowers are.
It looks good.
I like the yellow flowers around Walt. They're always changing the flowers there. I thought that looked nice. You
didn't even get yelled at by a PhotoPass photographer by going up there.
Oh, I don't even give a crap. I literally walked up, and here you can see too. I went right between people. Like it looks like I'm by myself. It's like people on all sides. I just walked right up between them all and said, there you go. I'm getting my shot because you're all never going to move. And the same thing, like I usually try to be nice and I'm sitting there watching and, this kid goes up and the dad is saying something and I don't know if it's Spanish or Portuguese or what, but he's taking a picture. He's saying more, another, talking, another. And I'm like, eventually I'm just like, I'm going to go right up on the side and see if I can't cut them out because I don't know what they're doing. But on my phone, I just press this button and picture's taken. And I could even do like 3. It takes about 1 second. And then I'd be right out of the way. So I don't know. Like their phones must be more complicated than mine.
I guess.
I just press the button. And they look great. I'm a professional. I get paid. So
yeah.
Amazing. But anyway, yeah. So I walked around a little bit as my wife was waiting in line at Starbucks for her mug. So I got to see the one of the main street vehicles going up the street, and you can see it got a lot nicer out too during that time. There's more people that couldn't see me. I had a gimbal and everything, but I'm pretty invisible.
Yeah, I see that. What was the temperature there that day, roughly?
58, I think it was.
58, and people have winter coats on.
Yeah, that's enough to get you. I don't think I had a coat on at all that day. It was pretty warm out for me. But yeah. So, and then I got a couple of shots of Mickey balloons.
Love it.
Yeah, I got so many likes on my Mickey balloons photo I posted. But then I also got some people that told me about the environmental impact of these balloons and all the bad things they're going to do. So, yeah. And people told me too about all the carbon dioxide, I think, that the fireworks were causing. They wonder, because Disney claims to be green, that they're blowing up all those fireworks. I don't know. It's none of my business, but that is true. Disney plays all angles. It's not easy to play their angle because the people
I just had to zip.
won't like them much, but.
I just had to zip my mouth open. So.
And here you can see just before sunset, it was like 5 o'clock. The sun finally broke through. A cloudy, rainy day. And then it got dark. So I was on my way out anyway. Here you can see the Magic Kingdom mug.
That looks nice.
I think they're up to $25.
Wow.
It is nice. Very
colorful. I like that.
Yeah, my wife collects them, so it's like $100 tax for us. We have to pay it. So.
I mean, if it's for some people, it's worth it, and if you get enjoyment out of it, it's cool. I think it's cool. I don't collect them, but it's cool. Oh, is that North Korea, or?
Yeah, I mean, no, that's the Polynesian villagers.
Oh. Okay.
See, there you can see the connection.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Okay. I was lost there for a minute. I was like, did you fly to North Korea? What is going on here? I was wondering. And then the monorail crossed, and I'm like, is this where?
I literally had people tell me it looks like a prison block.
It does. Yes, it does. Well, North Korea and prison block are pretty much the same.
Well, to be fair to them, it's not done, but no matter how beautiful it is, and I'm sure it'll be much nicer than it is now, it's way too close to the monorail and big and overwhelming. It takes the perspective of everything you see is like a certain perspective looking out, and it just goes right up over you. It's just that I don't think. I think the Imagineers from 40 years ago would be like, you can't do that. That's going to ruin the perspective we had for all the hotels. You can't do that. But
there's a lot of there's a lot of people, a lot of apologists that would argue that looks like something from Hawaii, by the concept drawings, but I don't think so. I think unless they're building Virginia Hiltons in Hawaii now, it kind of doesn't remind me of something, even in the concept drawings. I can't believe that they've taken their premium offering and the DVC stuff, and they've built that out of it. Like, what is going on with them that they aren't doing theming? I don't understand,
Well, to be fair, the people who designed it, their moms told them that everything they do is awesome and you need to mind your business. So that's what you should start doing. Just like it.
They watch a lot of the Lego movie, I think.
They just graduated from college, and they were told they are the best. Their mom told them everything they do is great. So there's no question. And Disney confirmed. They said, "Well, let me see. What do you look like?" And then they go, "Oh yeah, you're the best." And there you go. You're the best now. You're the best there's going to be.
So, yeah, and I I was under, like, from what I've read, they've hired a lot of former hotel people. And you can definitely, like, from Hilton or some of these other big companies,
Oh yeah,
hotels, and you can tell.
yeah, they're literally replacing stuff inside the Boardwalk Hotel.
Oh,
Like you said, they opened the IKEA catalog and said, "We'll take some of
yeah,
these."
it's embarrassing. Yeah.
Where before every item was a handmade, one of a kind, where you're at kind of thing, and that's what I like. But
Me too. Thank goodness the outside, though, they're not really messing too much with that on most of these buildings. I mean, at least we have that.
yeah, well, for now, they do
Yeah.
like to fix what's not broke, though. So I think they should focus on all the people's favorite stuff, and change it all. So that's
Yeah.
a smart thing.
Yeah. That's, I mean,
That's the
that's,
Well, you're going to have maximum results in the short term. And who cares about anything other than the short term? Because we should all change jobs every 1 to 2 years anyway. So who cares? As long as we get something now, right? That's all. Like, who is that does that? Wait a minute. I don't even know. But yeah, if you change jobs every 2 years, good, bad, or indifferent, you got to change a classic Disney ride. Right? You did it. Resume. So that's your
you used to work for Disney. What did you do? What did you accomplish there? You worked on iconic rides. I did. Well, what did you do?
I made them uniconic.
I made the Country Bears sing the favorite Disney songs.
I helped dismantle the Illuminations globe and put it in the mirror. Good for you.
And the ROI on the scrap was amazing.
I was paid $10 billion to write the Illuminations song. It lasted less than 1 year. Oh, wow.
Oh my.
In today's environment, they would consider that good and probably would get another job. But
Yeah, I mean, and at least they recycled all those snow globe things for the various shows that failed because, the environmental impact would have been astronomical.
yeah, well, as my follower or random guy on Facebook said, I wonder what those fireworks are doing to
Yeah.
me. But
I
if Disney gives money to the government to offset the footprint of carbon, I'm sure the government does great things with that, and then it's all taken care of, most likely. So it'll be all
Yeah.
right. It'll be all right. I trust the government.
Subsection 555C of the Environmental Protection Agency, whatever, the Disney rule.
Just think of all the carbon that goes away from the smiles from the fireworks. It's fine.
Yes, yep.
But that's it for Disney this week. Not much, but
It looks like, anyhow, it ended up being a decent day. I mean, it did. I mean, the sun came out and
I enjoyed it. But what I don't like is the newest thing I'm noticing. I went to Disney and spent $100 on eating. And then last time I went to Disney and spent $300 on eating, and then I spent I bought that Figment thing for $30. I had to buy fast passes for the Guardians because I didn't I was a second late in the morning, and it was my wife's birthday and she wanted to ride, so that was $45. I notice as a local, they are really taking all my money too. Maybe that's why I'm not going so much. I'm like, I can't keep going back there.
yeah.
Too much money, even as a local. Before I know it, doesn't take much to convince me to eat at the Liberty Tree Tavern. So,
just for the sake of disclosure, the amount of money I spent at Disney over the last with annual passes and the trips and everything, I could have taken. My wife and I both could have taken together a trip to Ireland, a trip to Italy, a trip to Germany up the Rhine River, and a trip to Alaska. I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
Yeah, you have all that information ready.
Yeah, just because I was pricing stuff out and just looking at where future trips are, and I know she's going to want to go back to Disney, and that's fine. We have a good time. We really do when we go there. And, but, you know, the trips are just going to be less frequent. That the costs just keep going up and up and up and up. It's just crazy. There's got to be a point where, you know, they price guests out, but it's not happening yet. I mean, the crowds are crazy still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if I didn't live close by, I probably would have slowed down drastically by now. You know, I definitely wouldn't say I wouldn't go at all,
Oh, sure.
but I probably would have moved it to at least every other year or something, like spread it out much more. That would be the least I could do.
Yeah, and I love going to the parks. I really do. And I love talking about them. I love seeing all this stuff. And I wish I could go, but, you know, it's, yeah.
They're working on curing you of that. So
I think they, like,
one change at a time. Matter of fact, they had a survey. They want me to ask you, what's your next favorite ride or attraction? Not for any reason, but
let me think.
not going to immediately change it.
It's Little Mermaid. Yeah, definitely the Little Mermaid ride.
Sounds suspicious.
I really, really, really love the when they, you know, how it ends. That's my favorite part.
You're saying they should change the Haunted Mansion? Done. There's been children crying in there lately. We need to brighten the whole thing. It's got to be bright.
It's scary. It's too scary.
We're going to add some music from your favorite Disney movies throughout.
Oh, I hope so.
Don't worry, it's still the same ride track.
That's right. It's the same ride track. It's still the same buggy.
Exactly. Now it's just rainbow colored, and
yeah, it's just a
Disney songs while you're on it.
Yeah,
it's the same ride. So
you like Figment? I mean, you know.
Yeah, it'll work out.
All right, John. How did your social media go for the week before we get in real big trouble?
My Disney's at 152 followers, 152,000. My Universal's at 150. Disney has overtaken that the last couple of months. I don't know why. The Instagram on my Universal's just been, I don't know. The account's not doing great. It's not doing terrible, but it's just kind of. I had some. This is true on both. I have had some multi-million view reels on both, and I barely get any followers from it. So that's an interesting new thing. I don't know if it's because of my size or what, but yeah, I'm very limited to my reach too. Like I reached 2.1 million accounts in the last 30 days. My Universal's lower. I'm helping out a travel agent friend of mine who had like their accounts reached was at like 20,000 or something. I started posting videos on there and they're at 2.3 million. So they do better with my stuff than I do. So again, I'm sure there's nothing to that. Or actually, I'm sure there is something to that. For whatever reason, my accounts are not liked much by the algorithm, by somebody at Instagram, whatever. But again, this recently, all of a sudden, if you look, I got, let's see, 454 likes on my Festival of the Arts pictures, 723 likes on my Main Street ones. This isn't mine, but now I'm up to 213 likes on my gray stuff picture. All of a sudden, everything once again went through. It's like, turned off. So again, I don't want to sound like I don't know, like somebody that doesn't care, but I'm somebody that doesn't care because I make absolutely nothing from Instagram. $0 and 0 cents, no matter how well I do. And I've seen smaller accounts, and like I saw people post stuff about their call with Instagram or with the Meta representative and this and that. That's like I don't get any of that. I get treated like I would imagine somebody gets treated if you just steal all of your own content or something. Like I feel like that's the kind of account that I have. But anyway, my worst account, Instagram. That's the one I spent the most time in. TikTok's pretty good though. 241,000. It goes up and then it's stagnant a while, and goes up and stagnant a while. And it's not that bad. But when you look at stuff like this, I have 152,000 followers, and let's see if it lets me see the insights. 5,000 people saw this, 5,900. So, their software looked at my picture and said, your followers don't want to see your picture. And then they proceeded to not show them. Meanwhile, if you're on Instagram, you're probably bombarded with people with stuff you don't follow and you didn't ask for. I know I am. Mm-hmm. And it's like, but somebody you follow, they're like, well, we'll skip that. But I can say Facebook, miraculously, 92,000 followers. So that one I'm happy with. It's slowing down a little bit. Overall, that's pretty cool. 92,000 followers. And they're fresh followers too. They're new. So they're still doing well. So yeah, I guess that's about it for social media. Again, I was going to show you which one it is, but it's probably close to 2 million views I have on here. I got a handful of followers from that. So again, that makes you think, what could you possibly do to grow on Instagram? Yeah. Get a viral reel? Nah. So that means I can't grow and they don't give me any money for what I do. I think my only saving grace is it automatically posts to my Facebook account, which is doing great. So that's pretty much why I even keep going on this piece of junk. So just remember that if you want to be a successful Instagrammer, it's like I've got over 300,000 followers on Instagram. I'm not successful at all. Doesn't mean a thing. My followers probably won't even see my stuff. So
you need to do a random post with your dog's face on it or something like that. And
yeah, we'll see. I might change it up at some point. I keep telling my wife, but she's too busy, that she needs to be more active on there because she's a likable character. She just is.
She is. If she puts her face on there and actually talks on there, maybe, I don't know, maybe that.
The kids love her. The parents love her. It's like she could easily be on Instagram. For the most part, people would love her. So I don't know. I might do that. I don't have much to lose on Instagram, especially. Why not? But the trick is she's very busy, so hard to get her to do it. But I think I'm going to start going that route, though.
Yeah.
That's about it for me.
All right, John. Where can they find you online?
You can find me at SeeWDW on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and SeeUO on Instagram and Facebook.
All right, and you can find me at The Giant Rat, THE Giant Rat on all the socials, and that should do it for this one. We'll see you on the next one.